Can you hear me? Can y'all hear me? Thank you. Thank you. Let me go ahead on and thank y'all for coming on through. I'm going to holler at the folks who's here. Hey, Smoothie. What it do, honey? Oh, thank you, Smoothie. You good at that. Thank you for sharing it. Hey, Rocking with the True. Hey, D. Mitchell. Michelle. Lord have mercy. Hey, Valencia. Valencia, my love. Hey, I'm Queen. You, yes, half dead. I might be a little half dead today on this live. Where we were. Hey, unapologetically me. Hey, Kayla. Hey, my Kayla. Kayla. Hey, Alchemy. Alchemy's in the building. In the building. Hey, Jennifer. Hey, Jess. Hello, my Jess, my love. My sis, my sis. Hey, honey. Just honey. Hey, honey. Hey, cotton candy. Hey, stilettos for me. Well, who else we got? I got rocking. I got right. Yes. Angie. Boy, that tickles the hell out of me. Cause it's like, girl, are you from my goddamn neighborhood? Let me make sure I got everybody. Let me make sure I got everybody. Hold on. Ooh, I hate my voice. So what it do today? So the reason why I call this a two-part live, I don't mean to be let me make sure everybody's blue that's supposed to be blue. Hold on. Anyway, the reason why I call this a two-part live, D Michelle, she's blue, Honey's blue. Make sure everybody's blue that's supposed to be blue. All right. The reason why I call this two-part live don't mean to be um confusing or anything like that. Is because I told you no matter what, I don't care if I was in the middle of work or whatever, I was going to do that Club Blue giveaway. And unfortunately, just for the Club Blue people, because, they are effectively the day ones and it's only right. It's just for Club. That doesn't mean that people can't come over to listen to see what's going on. And Club Blue isn't just for Club Blue people. Of course, other people can come through. Chess is operating as a regular live or whatever, but I'm just saying for the giveaway, is the only people that will be qualified are the Club Blue people. So I want to go ahead and you we have. I don't know how others feel about the information that they give out when they give it to their listening audience or what have you. Um, but just to me, right? When you give out information and you go live and you give out this information to people, whatever, I just think that you have a responsibility to make sure that you're giving out facts. And if it's your opinion, you say it's your opinion. Hopefully, you base your opinion on facts. Um, and not be lying and stuff like that, especially when it comes to knowledge-based type things, right? And all of the people in this sector, they provide some type of service, whatever. But it's kind of it's parallel, right? Because we're all and however you say it, reporting or talking about or whatever this R. Kelly and the things that has gone on with regards to this case. Now, we should all be saying the same, pretty much the same thing, right? Because the facts are the facts. Opinions are opinions. What went on, went on. Evidence is evidence. And you would think that, right? And it's totally wrong. Different from place to place. And I'm not saying, no one is more right than the other person. That's not what I'm saying. But it's crazy. It is really, really, really crazy. And if you are a person that loves to learn or what have you, and I'm always searching, for more knowledge or whatever than in anything or whatever. And I would think other people would be, because if anytime you think you know it all or you don't have the willingness to listen or be a participant in a listening and learning environment, you stunt your growth. That's just my opinion. That's why you think about it. That's why when you go to school, they promote you from grade to grade because you are learning at each level. You're learning something different. You're learning something more. That's just my opinion. But it is so. When I'm not minding my own business, I'm somewhere in somebody's bushes or whatever they have, rooftops, we have windows, whatever it is, lawns, whatever it is, hell, whatever it is, and I hear some stuff. So I think I want to. Hopefully, this is going to be a short live, so we can go ahead and get to the Club Blues first live, which is we're gonna kick it off with a giveaway, right? Based on um, some of the stuff that we learned just in those last few lives that were a lot of knowledge based, more knowledge based type lives when we were going through the jury instructions and things of that nature, right? So I so let's start with this, right? Hold on for a minute. Um, okay, so let's start with this. Because here we go. Here we are. The case, the first case, for the trial portion of it is over. And we still have people saying one man ain't no enterprise. Why other people weren't charged, and all of this stuff. Hold on, let me, because I just want to make sure I get the damn definition. I'll put it up there exactly how they have it. But I'm so sick of this shit. At this point, it's like, well, goddamn. So, I'm sorry, I'm trying to get the definition, the thing up here. I'm just going to pop it right in there. Hold on. Sorry, y'all. I'm going to pop it right in there because I want to make sure that this is in print. This ain't no shit I'm making up. I'm not pulling up my ass or none of that. Here we go, right here. Because this shouldn't even be something we should be talking about still. But I'm gonna press the button on it. All right, there it is, right there. There go your resource. That is the USC code, and that's what it says right there. All right, but I'm going to, because we all learn and teach differently, right? And I have different ways that I use. So this is what we're gonna use today. All right. R. Kelly was charged with a RICO, right? Now the case is over. We're gonna dispel, and this should answer a lot of questions, right? So please, anybody share. This is something I don't share enough. I don't say enough. Share, like, and subscribe. I gotta get that in my in my goddamn speech. Share, like, and subscribe. You know I'm writing this down because I'm not gonna remember it. So the trial portion is over. Can anybody one tell me when it uh, came to the case of R. Kelly with that particular case number, how many people was on trial with R. Kelly? If someone can provide me with this, because I'm going somewhere with this. Can someone tell me on the indictment how many people was charged with R. Kelly? How many people appeared on trial with R. Kelly? How many people appeared as the defendant in the case of the United States government versus R. Kelly? If someone can tell me, you can tell me how many people was listed on that indictment that we've read over and over again, and the trial is over. Just tell me how many people, um, and so the how many people did you see with R. Kelly? That's I guess that's the better question. How many people? No one else, right? So zero. So I'll set one, two, because I said it two ways. I said, R. Kelly was the only person on trial, and no one else was on the trial with R. Kelly. So now, did the court, aka the judge, say at any time that this case was charged incorrectly because it should have been at least two or more people seated at the defendant's table, at the defense table? Did the judge at any time say that? Was the case dismissed because of that? Or any of that? No. Okay, right answer. Okay. This is why I fuck with y'all. Right answer. Okay. So we didn't see anybody else along with R. Kelly being charged on this indictment. And the judge did not dismiss the case, saying that he was charged incorrectly, meaning with the wrong law. So that would lead you to believe that one man can be charged as an enterprise. Besides, it also listed in that law that I just copied and pasted. That's number one. Okay? In his particular indictment, it says association in fact, right? That means that he, together with others, operated as an enterprise. But they performed some criminal activities, as the government alleges. Right? That's why they were charged with the RICO. So it's together with others. One man still can be charged as an enterprise, but it's together with others. That 18 USC, I think 1961, you go down to 4. That's what I just put in the chat as the resource. I didn't make it up. The judge didn't dismiss the case. R. Kelly was the only one that was standing in front of the court answering for the crime of RICO. I don't know how how plain I could put it. I don't know, I don't know, I don't know how to back it up or whatever. That is, I mean, I'm giving you an illustration, and you can use your imagination. He was the only one sitting there. Now, so they can charge one person as an enterprise and or as a part of an enterprise by an association in fact, but they just can't charge them both. Okay, both that, you know what I'm saying? They can't charge them both. So, and that's it. Will other people be held responsible for, other stuff? They can be. I doubt it, because we would have heard some type of rumblings, um, maybe some kind of agreement or something like that would have showed up in the transcripts. You see what they did with Demetrius. So there is a lot of indications that, most likely, they may not be charged with crimes, because they have to have just like they did with R. Kelly, they have to have enough evidence to charge someone, especially, they may have enough maybe at some point to charge them as a group, but it's a lot that will go into that, and I don't know, and I doubt it. I could be wrong that they would ever, whomever that was in that would be charged, because I don't recall anyone saying that they either knew that they were committing a crime, or helping them commit a crime, and this, that, and the third. So what the story, the complete story they gave to the prosecutor's office, that would matter. Well, Forrest, and I'm looking up at the screen now. Forrest conspiracy. Um, yeah, some of them could be hit with those charges. However, like I said, it's always up to the prosecutors, to decide whether or not they're going to, charge them or what have you. And a lot of times, if someone comes in and testifies and they get their target, and whatever the person, you know, assisted with the whatever, or what that was kind of involved in conspiracy, whatever, depending on their role and this, that, and the third, a lot of times the prosecutor will decline to prosecute. You know what I'm saying? It's just, what it is. Right. Oh yeah. No, healing within, not a problem. Make sure y'all go ahead and drop y'all links and things of that nature. Um, Make sure you go sign up to with with healing within, what have you. Because when I end this live, y'all can go do that. Take care of that before I start the next live on Club Blue. for the little giveaway or whatever, and it won't be long. So I don't know how else for us to for for us to communicate that you saw one man on trial. In the indictment, you see that they described the enterprise. You saw one man on that as a defendant. I don't know what else to tell you. You saw one man in that court. Hopefully, somebody could relay this, break it down, or whatever. And you know, and please, people that don't get it or whatever, please keep in mind that your feelings is not the law. Just like public opinion is not the law. Well, yeah, public opinion is not the law. Right. We can use that. Public opinion is not the law, which would be your feelings. I don't know what to say, honey. Yeah, so we'll go with that since that's something that people like to say around here. Yeah, public opinion is not the law. All right. So was there was this morning or last night or whatever. Last time Sky went live, I think it was last night, this morning, right? I was in her bushes. I wasn't minding my business again. I was in her bushes, right? And I saw where there were people that said that the judge changed the wording in the indictment. Hmm. Okay. We kind of went over that you can't change, technically, you can't change the wording in the indictment, or pretty much the jury charge either, because that can cause a jury to return the wrong verdict, right? That can cause someone to be wrongfully convicted. And it's against the law to do that. Because you would then um, violated a person's rights. Okay? So you can't do that. So I don't know why, no, you can't do none of that. All right? So anybody can play it back or whatever. I don't care what you think. And another thing, this is another thing what you could do, right? While I'm on this. You don't have to take what I say as the gospel, as the law, whatever, or what anyone else says. You don't even have to do any of that. It doesn't matter what side you support. You should seek to educate yourself about the things that you love, that you like, or that you care about. You know, and people with channels, just to me, this is my opinion, you have a responsibility to present the truth. You know what I'm saying? Evidence, facts to your listening audience. You got you should. These are things that, if this case and the circumstances around it and whatever, doesn't matter what side you're on. Just to me, you should have some kind of way that you educate your feelings. Educate your feelings. Do that. You know. before you push some stuff out here that's incorrect. As everyone move forward, and regardless if you get along or whatever, depending on what side you're in, doesn't matter. We should be moving forward together, not together as a group or whatever. That's not what I'm talking about. But together as far as the knowledge and what have you. We still should be questioning one man ain't no goddamn enterprise. We still should be thinking that the judge changed the words in the indictment. The grand jury returned that indictment. You know that's you're when you do stuff like that, you are violating someone's rights. They got convicted on a indictment that had expressed language, had had a law that was presented clear and concise. She can't just go and just do whatever and send that in, convict somebody on, that's crazy. That's manipulating the case illegally. And hey, and if somebody, and we're new around here, whatever, so I'm not telling nobody, how to, you know, how to run their stuff and whatever, and how to treat the people that come. I'm not saying that, but it's just me. I see a lot of people that have people come on and the panel, whatever, and that person on the panel said a whole thing that's just factually incorrect. When I'm saying factually incorrect, I'm saying in my mind that there are facts that will prove that what that person said is incorrect. And they'll go and say that, and the person that's sitting there will agree with it or whatever and expound on it. What? No, you tell that you say that no, that's not correct. This is the correct language. This is the correct answer, whatever. If you know it, you don't go and push that shit out because suppose I'm sitting here listening to a channel about duck hunting and shit. I don't know nothing about duck hunting, so I'm sitting up here thinking that the person that is supposed, with the channel, and you broach the subject or whatever, so you got the information about the duck hunting and whatever. Then somebody over there say you supposed to shoot a duck from the side or whatever, and that's not the right information. I'm out there in the woods and fucked up people or whatever. If ducks in the woods, I mean I don't duck hunt, but you know what I'm trying to say. Hell, you know what I'm trying to say. And shouts out to you know, the people that I get to know, offline or what have you. And it's a few people I get to know real good through emails and texts and stuff like that. And then there's some, that I talk to, what have you. And somebody knew um that I'm a stickler for the facts. And I like the goddamn approved version of whatever, and that person um got me the correct information, whatever the facts. You know what I'm saying? The straight from the court. That. You know what I'm saying? So shouts out. I don't know if they, because I said I wouldn't even go into it, whatever. But shouts out to that person or whatever. Like those people that I deal with, like in regular whatever, they know you got to. I got to have the facts, the true, the evidence. That I need that. I don't need no speculation or some other kind of bullshit or whatever. I don't need shit from your mind. I need the paperwork. That's what I need. So shouts out, and it's just I'm telling you now is this is much more enjoyable for me or what have you because I get to deal with now people that have learned my ways and I'm learning their ways. So it just works so much better, with me because I'm pretty sure a lot of y'all out there know a whole bunch of people. And when you dealing with a whole bunch of people giving you all kind of bullshit or telling you incorrect information, I don't know about you, but it puts an extra gray hair on my goddamn head. And it makes me mad. And it makes my eyebrows connect together because I be having a frown face on them. Then I got to call you and cuss you out about this bad information. You know what I'm saying? Because I done acted on it. So, but anyway, so it's much more enjoyable now. So I like doing it now because I get to deal with people and we are like minds and shit like that. How we do stuff. But anyway, so what I'm saying is you just don't let people give the wrong information out. That gets on my goddamn nerves, honey. So the judge did not do anything with regards to the indictment and the jury instruction that was outside of her power that would cause someone to be wrongfully convicted. If she did all that, then R. Kelly has been wrongfully convicted. He's sitting in jail with an illegal conviction. And I say to you this again, this is how we're gonna start showing these people how to prove what we're saying is true versus this bullshit. As of today, has anybody seen a document that done floated through paper with the defense attorney saying that the judge done changed this shit, whatever, done violated R. Kelly rights, and this conviction should be overturned or whatever? Do they have anything in the system, any type of letter, any type of notification to anybody? Is it in the media? No. So stop saying stupid shit. I love y'all. Y'all be participating and so interactive. Y'all be going back and forth with each other, but y'all do be keeping me in the loop. So thank you. Lord have mercy. Let's see. So I mean, just by the completion of this trial, a lot of these questions that was going through whatever before the verdict was delivered has been answered just by the nature of what happened. Like for start to finish. The procedures and all that stuff. And I always kept I said it before this case even, got started. If something is with the allegations of misconduct and shit they saying that R. Kelly's being violated, any kind of violation, any one of those defense attorneys would be on it. Even if they thought it was a violation. The closest we came to when they was talking about violation of R. Kelly rights or whatever was the presumption or the threat that if this, that, and the third happened, that it could violate R. Kelly's right if something wasn't remedied. It was just a threat of. That's it. I don't know how much, Y'all let me know if I'm breaking it down further, where like a fifth grader would understand. Just let me know in the chat. I'll look back up and see. Because I don't know what else to say. Y'all let me know if I'm getting. Let me see. I guess that's strong. Yes, honey. Just let me know. So, another thing. Kidnapping, right? I heard someone say that they thought that kidnapping was like the I they gave a real ignorant explanation of it. I'll kind of paraphrase it. Like they were saying they thought kidnapping was what I told you. I've always said what people typically think kidnapping means: removal by force, and never be seen, and you'll never be seen again. Or maybe if you're seen again or what have you, it's some kind of a harrowing story. No, kidnapping is different. There's different levels. There's different types. All of that. My best explanation would be the kidnapping that is described in the indictment is the kidnapping that you should apply to what they allege R. Kelly did, because those are the elements. So again, it can, like I've given this example several times. If I am supposed to meet Just V at the mall, and when I get there, Just V says, "Well, Angie, come with me to my cousin's house to get my shoes or get my purse or whatever," and you don't hear from me, or when we get there, there's no shoes or whatever, or you know, Just V had something else in mind or whatever, she has just kidnapped me. I'm going on my own free will. I could be driving in my car behind her. I don't have to be taken by force at gunpoint and all of that to for it to be kidnapping. So the best thing that I would suggest, if you ever have an issue with what someone's being charged with, what the prosecution is alleging, just look at the indictment. That indictment is saying whatever happened during the kidnapping, that is what they are alleging. That's what they are charging R. Kelly with. That kidnapping. It's not, what you think, when you see it on TV. Not that. And this is why we need to expand our knowledge banks a little more. It ain't nothing wrong with that. It doesn't matter how old you are. You should do that anyway so you won't sound stupid. You don't have to know everything, but you should know a little something about most things, if that makes sense. All right. The notion that R. Kelly didn't have a defense. Now I've been through this with Killer, and I can understand why some people think that R. Kelly didn't have a defense. Because you're thinking like, how could he? Because of the evidence, blah 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 blah. All right. Again, as soon as R. Kelly said not guilty, his defense began. Just because someone has evidence, just because someone has a story that you don't believe, all of that does not constitute one as having no evidence, no defense. Don't work like that. If that was the case, if it was hopeless without any defense or anything like that, then why even bother going through a trial or anything like that? Huh? Hey, DC Radar, y'all give me 1 minute. Can y'all give me 1 minute? I gotta take them ribs out the oven. Oh, Regina Thomas, I'm glad you showed back up. Um, because the last time I was hollering at you, and I need to say something to you. Can y'all give me a minute so I can get these ribs out the oven? They got to I got to go. Okay, you frying pan. Okay, just give me one, about a couple minutes. I got to go up the hallway. All right, thank you, y'all. Whew, sorry to keep you waiting, honey. Sorry to keep you waiting. Had to get them damn oven those ribs out of there. But where's Lady Regina Thomas? Hold on, let me put your comment up here. Where she went? Honey, listen. I don't be listen. I don't be meaning no harm or what have you, but around here, these people, I'm not saying you, but a lot, I'm talking to Regina Thomas now. A lot of these people like to go after your character, whatever. A lot of people get in their feelings and shit like that, or whatever. They like to go, after your character, whatever, whether it be lying on you, assuming some bullshit, uh, accusing you of, all kind of crazy shit. You know what I'm saying? And and I get the offended by shit like that, right? Because there's a right and a wrong way of doing shit, and I just had to come to a conclusion that we have some bitch ass niggas and bitch ass bitches around here. They try to do anything and shit over, they be butt hurt or it's by some channel or all kind of crazy shit. You know what I'm saying? And I be, and I have to get them, and is how I have to get them, whether it be in person or fucking up their lifestyle and shit like that, going after their shit. You know what I'm saying? Depending on how bad they try to fuck me over. You know what I'm saying? That depends on how bad you gonna get it. So I don't want you to feel because I was hollering and screaming at you, honey. I mean, and I should have, should have thought about it, whatever. But after being accused of being the op sides of, I've been accused on both sides of being the op. Can you imagine that? Okay, so that I didn't want you to, to think that because we, welcome anyway. Now this don't mean that we might not cuss each other out down the road. But I'm just saying some offenses or whatever is okay, and you can come on back through, and we can, and then we can act like I can act like, I got some goddamn sense with you. So I just want to, make sure that you understand that. Now, it's some people, uh, is on my I hate you list. They can come on through. Well, it ain't going to be no, hey, no, it ain't going to be that. Okay? But I'm just saying with the shit that we, that was totally crazy. And this shit here, this YouTube shit has taught me so much because I ain't never in my life says, try to undo some shit that probably was uncalled for from me as much as I have on YouTube. This is a learning experience. This is teaching me a new way of handling shit. You know what I'm saying? Handling, because I usually handle shit the same way. I'm gonna get your ass. You know what I'm saying? But so I just don't want you to think that I'm some type of old, crazy person, whatever. I mean, I don't, you know, I'm telling you, I don't forgive, forget, or none of that shit. And I don't ask for no apologies, and I don't give them either. If you so happen to offer one, and I'm not talking about you specifically, but if you so happen to offer one or what have you, okay. But unless I really, really, really and truly didn't mean to, you know, say or do whatever I did, yeah, I don't get into all of that because as you see, people can apologize to you on Monday and do some motherfucking fuck shit to your ass on Wednesday. So I don't mean shit. So I'm gonna get into them stuff like that. So I just want to make sure but these child. Anyway, so let me see what you say. It says that's where the lawyers fail. Those women were not kidnapped. They could have left. This would be one of the charges that will definitely be overturned. But like I was saying, it depends on the elements of what they defined as kidnapping, right? So that's what people need to understand. Because like when I was getting into, and I'm glad I put that up there. I was getting into like when people say that they didn't have a defense. The defense didn't have a defense. Well, that's not true. You know what I'm saying? That's just totally, totally not true. Oh, wait a minute. Before I get into all that, also, Mocha. I don't know if she's in the bushes. I don't know where she was, whatever. But not the same thing on it kind of happened with you and between me and Mocha. But I forgot she was on. I think it was on Randa's channel, whatever. And she said something. I don't know who she was speaking to or whatever. And I was explaining her question or whatever the statement she was making, and I wasn't. It could have been. I don't know. She could have maybe taken it like I was, coming at her with some kind of way. And that's definitely not what I was doing. I just look up because I have a whole monitor, and then I have a computer, and I have another monitor outside that computer that I look up because shit, my ass is blind, I can't see, so I need it in big lettering, and it's kind of like the same situation. Sometimes you look up and you be like, this, that, and the third, but that was definitely I wasn't coming at her any kind of way or what have you. I was just saying what I was saying. It probably was with regards to her, what she was saying, but she wasn't talking to me about it, what have you. So, and it's just always we just have to be mindful. We're not, as we sitting up here, we're not in the chat. We just going, just talking. I don't have stuff prepared or what have you. So I mean, I be freestyling. I try to incorporate the chat as much as possible, um, which is mainly, Club Blue. So anyway, so when I was talking about the defense, right? You may not recognize what the defense is. You may not understand because you're thinking, how can they have a defense to these charges and shit like that? Well, if they didn't have a defense or whatever, why even take it to trial? If you're thinking as basic as that, you know what I'm saying? So that's just not how it works. You know, you have to draft. I mean, you don't have to. I mean, the burden is of the prosecution, whatever. But as you see, how many cases have you heard of that the defense don't put on no type of defense, right? So you have to, in most cases, you have to put on a defense, right, to counter what the prosecution is saying. Now, I don't expect everybody to be able to recognize the defense or even think that how could they have a defense or whatever. Just know that they had a defense. Even if the defense is to try several different basic defenses all at once, which is throwing everything at the jury and hoping something stick, that is a defense as well. Your defense and your strategy and stuff, you have to play as a defense attorney. You have to play for the entire game, right? That includes the appeal process and all of that. You have to, you got to structure what you do through trial to try to set up a decent appeal, a decent reason for an appeal. So you have to do all of that. So they did have a defense. If you don't, the proper way to, to address that is, you don't, people could say, I don't know what the defense could possibly be, being that they have all this evidence and this, that, and the third. Yeah, I understand when you say that. But yeah, they had a defense. So, trying to think, trying to get out all the questions I could think about that I saw just being in these people's bushes. But yeah, but just because you can't recognize it, and say for instance, right, depending on certain charges, there are certain defenses that are just just basic and automatic that the defense would argue. You know, say for instance, like if somebody has some type of something on digital media, such as a videotape or something on a phone or something like that, your defense attorney most likely will argue it's been manipulated. It's been, edited. Somebody else recorded it. Somebody else made the call, but it wasn't my client. All that type of stuff. Those are defenses. And sorry about that. I ain't eating in y'all ear. And Because over here, we can pretty much go with what we come up with, because what we come up with usually is proven later on down the line. So that's how. So even though we're not on the case, we don't know what no one's thinking, this, that, and the third, whatever. How we dig it up over here, how we put it together over here, it's been pretty successful. Do y'all agree? Am I just being bragging on all our work or whatever? But it's not bragging if it's true. So just let me know if I'm wrong, if I'm off. Let me know. But like it had a verbal defense. I'm not sure what that means, healing within. But let me know if you think that we've been pretty much accurate with regards to how it played out in the paperwork or in the court or what have you. Just let me know. Because if not, then we're gonna have to get better. We're gonna have to get better. I don't see no response yet. Right, all right, thank you, Smoothie. Yeah, so and of course we always gonna still try to improve on our percentage, even though it's real high, but still. Yes, thank you, Alchemy. So, that's how I know it's we get it confirmed by the paperwork, what's said in the courtroom, what's said by the other legal experts, all of that. Yes, exactly. We do the work over here and we learn. That's right. We get it from the mud. We put it to goddamn together. So I want to just make sure that we are armed with that. Let me see. Um, so and you can't. Oh yeah. I get to perjury. So and you know that you and this is a lot of stuff that again when I was listening, one mind my business. People just got to figure out that you cannot defend your client based on your feelings. Your feelings don't work. Okay, your feelings don't work. It doesn't work. They're gonna go to jail. So you can't do that. And a lot of things. And I also heard some stuff like people were saying people are under the assumption that when someone takes the stand, whether it be as a character witness, whatever kind of witness, that they are allowed to get up there and say whatever they want to say, implicate other people and shit and whatever. That's not necessarily how it goes. Depending on if you're on, direct or cross whatever, your answers your question they ask you questions in order to give an answer with an explanation, give an answer, and if it's on cross you're giving an answer that is going to you ask the question that's going to lead somewhere, or you're giving questions that require just yes or no, this, that, and the third. And the if you're not asked the question on direct about certain someone, a certain situation, whatever, if they don't bring it up, then on cross they can't bring it up. you know I think a lot of these people either get drunk or high or something, and then come online and just talk crazy shit. Shit is just not factual at all. And being that a lot of these people have already been caught in so many lies, you would think that someone wouldn't believe the shit that they say. But they do, but we're human. But I'm just telling you, it's really a crazy and annoying. So, over here, not over here. I'll tell you that. When someone is on trial, right, they put the paperwork out. And it's pretty much, facts. It's supposed to be facts, truth, evidence, that lands in the paperwork. And when anyone is prosecuted, the case is expressed in writing form. And and of course, it's going to reflect negatively on the defendant. So if somebody is reading the paperwork, it may sound, or somebody may assume, that you are against the defendant. I don't even understand why I have to explain this, because it should be common sense. So just because someone reads the shit or whatever, it doesn't mean that they are against the defendant. They're just reading it. And if they're being prosecuted, you can assume that most of the shit that you're being, matter of fact, majority of all of it is going to be negative. The prosecution ain't putting nice shit in an indictment. That's just not how it goes. So I'm going to need people just to keep that in mind before they begin passing, judgment on people and calling them the ops and informants and shit like that. You can't have selective intelligence around here. It just doesn't work. I also heard someone keep saying that the victim witnesses, whatever, perjured themselves. Once again, it's a misunderstanding of the law. I just don't get it. I just don't get none of this shit. All right. Perjury is lying or making inconsistent statements while under oath, or when you make a declaration under the penalty of perjury. Perjury isn't because somebody said something in the docuseries and then said something else on the stand. That's not perjury. Shit. It's just not that. So I don't know. So real quick, so let me go over real quick some of the questions that Club Blue may be asked in order to win some of the money when I go and do the Club Blue Live, right? And everybody can come through and just see. It's not going to take a long time. I'm just going to ask questions, right? So the prosecutor must prove all of the elements in an indictment under a count or a charge, right? We already know that. Starts with an E. An exculpatory defense. Two examples of exculpatory defenses would be a justification defense and an excuse defense. The two types of evidence in a trial are circumstantial evidence and direct evidence. beyond a reasonable doubt is what the prosecution has to prove, and and reasonable doubt is what the defense have to prove in order to win. The prosecution doesn't have to prove beyond all reasonable doubt, meaning the jury can't have any doubt. It just has to prove beyond a reasonable doubt, meaning enough that it will erase, but not, completely erase it. Erase all doubt, which is what I'm trying to say. A jury charge is the same as a jury instructions, and it should match the indictment. When the prosecution gets up to present its case, it's called case in chief. It's also called case in chief when the defense gets up to present it. Statutes have both laws and acts. And there are rules that specializes the acts, and there are exceptions that modify the rules. And that is it. So everybody got the link for Club Blue. So make sure you sign up, for Club Blue. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe to both this channel and Club Blue, and all the links that were dropped in the chat, if there were any. And make sure y'all look for the notification. We could start the first official giveaway. I told you I was going to do it on October 1st. I don't care what, doesn't matter. If I had to interrupt work, I was going to do it. Make sure, I'll deal with PayPal, but I prefer to have Cash App, but I'll deal with PayPal. So make sure y'all have that information. And I will see you in a little bit. So I'm not going to drop a link on this live. So give me a minute or what have you, and I will see y'all in a minute. So thanks again. Y'all make sure y'all come on through, and the people that aren't official members of Club Blue as of yet, make sure you still come through and sign up, and to see how we get down, and maybe you would like to join. I don't have a membership fee or anything like that. It's not saying that you leaving your team, your groups, none of that. I don't get into none of that. I encourage you to stick with your groups and stuff like that, your gangs and your teams and shit. Just like having a AARP membership, the one that Toon's a part of. So, but anyway, I'm gonna let y'all get out here and take a break for a minute. All right, so thanks again for coming through. Thanks to the host, the hostess, and the guests, and everybody else. I'll see y'all in a minute. All right. On Club Blue. Club Blue, y'all. Thank you.